différentes plateformes où vous pouvez vous enregistrer. Nous avons notre site internet xnes.com, donc vous pouvez juste aller sur my.xnes.com et vous pouvez créer un compte à partir de là-bas. Ou encore, vous pouvez télécharger notre application, le Xnes Trader App, à partir de l'App Store ou du Google Play Store. Et vous avez juste besoin de 3 informations pour créer votre compte. La première information, bien sûr, c'est votre pays de résidence. La seconde sera une adresse électronique valide. Et ensuite, vous avez aussi besoin d'un mot de passe pour la sécurité de votre compte. Et de là-bas, votre compte sera créé. Vous aurez accès à toutes les fonctionnalités que nous avons dans Xnes. Donc, une fois le compte créé, la beauté chez Xnes, c'est que nous avons 2 types de comptes pour vous aider à commencer à trader. On a un compte démo ou un compte Saint. Là, vous pouvez commencer à appliquer les méthodes ou les techniques que vous aurez appris à travers les coachs qui sont un peu partout ou peut-être à travers l'Internet avant de faire un dépôt réel sur un compte réel et commencer réellement à trader où vous pouvez investir de l'argent. Donc, c'est un peu comme ça fonctionne chez Xnes.
And how does somebody become, how do you create your account? You have your account, your first deposit?
First deposit, ok. Très bien, très bonne question. Comment faire le dépôt chez Xnes? À Xnes, nous croyons que votre argent vous appartient à 100%. Là, le client, son argent, c'est son argent. À Xnes, nous avons notre propre argent et nos fonds sont ségrégés, sont complètement différents des fonds du client. Donc, on a notre fonds à part chez Xnes et on a les fonds du client Xnes à part. À tout moment, vous aurez accès à votre argent parce que c'est le vôtre de toutes les façons, 24 heures sur 24, même les week-ends et même les jours fériés. Donc, on a plusieurs méthodes de paiement qui sont instantanées au dépôt et au retrait. Donc, vous pouvez utiliser la carte bancaire, vous pouvez utiliser le Skrill, le Web Money. Et aussi, nous comprenons qu'au Cameroun, beaucoup de personnes utilisent le Mobile Money. Donc, exclusivement pour nos clients camerounais, nous avons le Mobile Money qui est disponible instantané au dépôt et au retrait.
Okay. Catch your breath. I'm coming back to you, Eric, before I talk, of course, with Mr. Paul, who is catching his breath, and also Cynthia Azano, who is eager to talk about this central talking point. But then you are all here to motivate the common man who is watching out there. And there's one thing I always like to ask. So many times we've heard about, online companies and digital marketing and stuff like that. Yeah. What makes the difference, between Xnes and the other platforms?
All right. It's a very good question. In terms of trustworthiness, obviously, I always tell people when it comes to any business, you need to do proper research, especially when it involves your hard-earned money. You don't just want to put your money in a place where you do not have a proper understanding what they are, right? So it's very important to understand we live in a digital age. There's nothing that you can really not Google, right? So you can always find out who is the company. You can go to the website, find out about us. Who are we? Where are we located? If you have questions, we have live chat 24/7. Any specific question that you have, we will be able to answer it, right? And then also you can read reviews from people all across the globe that use our services, which is very, very useful as a person that's looking for some place to use online that is trustworthy. So you have to do proper research. You also have to look at who is the regulator. Is this place regulated? In case I have an issue, who do I complain to? You have to know these things. We are a multi-regulated platform. Like I said, recently we acquired our license in South Africa by the FACA, which is a very big milestone for us. We also have a license now in Kenya. So this is a very big thing for us as a company that wants to be the leading retail trading platform. We have to make sure that regulation is correct. We have to make sure that the client that's coming through our doors knows that they're working with the best, because we are the best.
Okay, now let's get some messages that are linked to your platform and also Xnes. This one says, my name is Florinda. Please, how does one make a choice when looking for a trustworthy broker? I don't know who will be answering that among the two of you. Yeah, how does one make the choice?
Bon, I believe Eric just answered that question. You need to find a broker that is regulated, c'est-à-dire un courtier qui est réglementé, c'est la première étape. Donc, if the broker is regulated, then you need to look at the reviews. C'est très important de savoir ce que les gens disent à propos de ce broker en ligne, les personnes qui ont vraiment expériencé les services, qu'est-ce qu'ils disent à propos de ce broker, et aussi de faire les recherches pour savoir exactement qu'est-ce qui se passe dans ce broker. So you need to do your research. There's literally almost nothing that you cannot Google today in this world. Et nous avons aussi le chat en direct qui est disponible 24 heures sur 24. Ça, c'est même les dimanches et même les jours fériés. So anytime you are ready, you have any questions related to XNES, just come to our live chat support. We have a team of experts and specialists there that can answer any single questions that you may have.
Okay, it is back to school in Cameroon and maybe in most parts of the world, and many people may be wondering, why are you here this time around, Mr. Eric?
Well, in terms of time frame, it's not specific. Okay. It's obviously because that's what fell into our service. But also, the main reason why we're here is to host the seminar that we have this Saturday. It's meant to have informational data. Also, it's very meant to motivate people. We have one of our special guests and also other people that you'll meet that have been in the industry, have been trading for more than 10 years, obviously. And these people are both clients and partners of XNES. They've been able to see how the service in terms of clientele works. Also how partnership at XNES works, because it's very rewarding. At XNES, we value both the clients and the partners, because it falls into our ecosystem. So it's very important for us to be here at this time around and host this special event. So we definitely welcome people. It's at La Falaise Diamant. Please write this down. La Falaise Diamant. That's at 10 a.m. Please be there on time so that we can start on time. We want to make sure that information is properly shared, questions are answered, you meet our team, this is why we're here, and make sure that you understand how XNES works.
Okay, yeah. The time is 10 a.m. Saturday, this Saturday, right?
Correct.
And we all will be there at La Falaise Diamant. But any last words, maybe numbers and contacts that people may want to reach out to you people after today?
All right, yeah. In terms of reaching us, again, like you said, there is live chat at all times. Usually, as I always say, you can click on the live chat option. You just click live chat. There will be somebody to answer you at all times. We will be leaving our contact details here.
Yeah.
So anybody that feels like they want to have chats with us, we are staying at Crystal Palace while we're here on our stay. So if you have questions, if you want to meet us in person, we are definitely here to make sure that all your questions are properly answered.
Okay, I'll come back to you. My dear Eric, now let me come back to you. Today we have our central talking point, and many people are motivated, of course, by your brilliance and also what you are today. It's thanks to education. And in some parts of Cameroon, many children don't have the opportunity to go to school. Either they are perturbed by stereotypical beliefs, or maybe the crisis in one way or the other, armed conflict. But what can you tell a young Cameroonian who is still vying to go to school, and also in terms of choosing their career path? You are one who has made it so far.
Thank you. That's a very good question. Actually, I am a strong believer that one may not necessarily need to go to school to make it in life. However, you need to go at least until a bachelor degree to have some kind of knowledge of how the world works and how everything works. Okay, so it's very important to choose a career path that not only aligns with you, but also aligns probably with the people around you.
Now let's meet Cynthia Azano, who has been nodding her head throughout the show with what Eric and Toure have been saying here on set. I don't know, Cynthia, you want to throw a hot seat on them? All right.
I think they have said a lot, and I don't think I really have so much to ask them, because what exactly they are talking about.
Cynthia, I'm with you. You see, we're talking career.
The thing that people have to take into consideration is what is available in the job market. All right, because right now, what career do you think it is very okay for you to get in that will guarantee you for the job market, or that will guarantee you for what you have to do in future? It is very, very important, because if you check some job opportunities right now out there, it is quite cumbersome, and most times if you go to job applications, you see that applicants are already school.
What about our educational system? I'll be coming back to Nebapol to tell us, you know, his experience. The last time you were here, I know you elaborated on that particular aspect, but maybe some teachers who have not started school yet may be able to learn something and go back and re-implement what's necessary. I don't know your experience, but to me, at some point, I felt like the things that I've been studied in school, it's not, you know, it's not even linked to what I'm doing right now, even though it has played a lot too somehow.
Exactly, it has. Okay, if you look at the general education,
yeah,
right, you will see that most things that are taught are mostly theory. They are not practical. But let's look at the technical education. You'll see that many times what they teach, that's what they teach in practice, in why they are practicing what they are doing. Look at the industrial sector. They also do what they are taught. In as much as we talk about maybe we are just relying on theory, there are times that we have the opportunity to go out. It's not only all about what the teacher teaches in school. It's about what you, the individual, you are capable of doing out of the box. That's why at times we have internship programs that a child can go out to study out of the box, maybe what you've learned from school, and that is what is going to carry you along your career path.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's get a few reactions and then we hear again from Mr. Paul and also Mr. Eric, who is here, and of course Touré, my very good friend from Cote d'Ivoire also. This one says, Aqua Rigobert, good morning. Your program is interesting. I'm watching live from Obang Valley in Mezam. You say, I wish to add that let parents allow their children to discover their true talent, in them, and they should support their children financially, you say, and so that they can achieve their dreams. Never force a child to study what they don't want to study. And Cynthia Jones says, Chairman, keep it up. We day back strong together. I'm sure this is to the president of the 1000 VIP department there. And the next one says, hello, good morning. How can I join X next? I don't know if you have some last words there, Eric, before you can, you know.
I mean, we've talked about it quite a lot. It's quite easy. xness.com. You can go to the Apple Store or Google Store, Xness, EXNESS, and you'll be able to find our platform. You download it. You can register on it. You can have access to your demo account. You can request to speak to your account manager. You can have access to live chat, so any questions that you have are properly answered.
Thank you so much. And Touré, you are expecting everyone, you know, on Saturday, 10 a.m. at La Falaise Diamant.
Oui, donc nous serons à la Falaise Diamant ce samedi 10 septembre à partir de 10h. Donc venez en masse, venez nombreux. Nous aurons beaucoup d'activités. Il y aura beaucoup de surprises, surtout lorsque vous rencontrez des gens qui sont déjà dans l'industrie du trading, qui ont fait le nécessaire et qui connaissent comment ça fonctionne afin de vous assister en direct. C'est définitivement une autre expérience comparée à parler à quelqu'un au téléphone ou peut-être sur WhatsApp ou en SMS. C'est une expérience complètement différente. Donc venez massivement ce samedi à partir de 10h. L'entrée est entièrement gratuite. Vous devriez vous enregistrer sur place afin qu'on ait vos contacts pour pouvoir continuer nos activités ce jour. Donc nous vous attendons massivement à la Falaise Diamant à 10h.
Can we see you people on Facebook? Do you have a handle on Facebook?
Yes, so we have a handle on all social medias. It's Xness. We have access to Facebook, Instagram, we have Twitter, so you can reach us on there. Xness Africa specifically, you just go to Xness Africa on Facebook. You'll be able to have access to information. You can follow all the things that happen all across the continent. Like I said to you, it's a new market, so we have different teams in different places of the world that are doing wonderful things to push the industry to be where it needs to be. So do follow us, you know, learn as much as possible about how Xness works.
All right, a quick one there. Hi, I'm Rita from Kumba. Please, is there a number to call them?
All right.
I'm sure that's for you.
Yeah. Again, like I said, you can go to xness.com. You can go to contact us. There is a number there.
Okay.
You can also, like I said, we will leave our contact details.
Right.
So if anybody comes through, they can always reach us directly so that every question is properly answered.
Thank you so much, Eric and Toure, and thank you for sharing out your life experiences as well and what you have been able to become today because of your choice in life. I hope somebody out there is getting motivated. Like I said, the house is full of accountants, and we will be talking with another again. That's, of course, Mr. Neba on the other side, who has been watching, and I don't know how you've been relating with the X-Next vibe and also how you can encourage someone to believe in themselves out there, Mr. Neba.
Well, I relate easily with them because, as you said, my basics is accounting.
Yeah.
What I studied, I worked like a banker for 5 years. I've been in investment platforms. I understand what it means. So what they are saying is not strange to me. So I basically get some points from what they are saying. And of course, the essential of things like this should be the knowledge behind it. Getting knowledge first. The excitement should be far, very far, you know. Because if you get to understand the financial market, excitement is what will make you lose a lot there. So the excitement, if Cameroonians are picking excitement behind this, the first thing should be acquire knowledge, understand whatever they have to do and understand and get your own perspective before you can make any step towards joining them.
And I don't know if you have some young kids out there. What was your message to them before they started school? Because for me, I think it's from the foundation, the base. You start telling a child what they will learn or they will read. Somebody said identify their special talents, one of the comments that we read there. I don't know if that works for you.
Somebody also said parents should leave their children to choose. I don't think children have the capacity to make a choice.
Beautiful.
But what I encourage is parents should have a dialogue with their children. They should talk. They should talk always. They should do a lot of monitoring. There are parents who leave their kids with nannies, and they leave in the morning, they come back at night, they just go to bed, they get up in the morning and they leave, and they never know what their child is made of, you know. And then tomorrow they just get up in the morning and they start insisting on their children what they should study. Like I said here the last time, there are parents who want to use their children to live the career lives that they did not have the opportunity to live. Like, I wanted to be a doctor and I did not have the opportunity. Now that I have a kid, hey, Tony, you must be a doctor. Come in, come shine. That guy is not, that guy is not wired for that. And then if I keep insisting that this guy should do that, it becomes a problem. So there should always be that monitoring and dialogue. Talk with your children. And if your children are choosing a career path where you don't have knowledge in that domain, get an expert to talk with them to understand whether it's a path that this child can follow and be something worthwhile tomorrow. Because it's all about getting somebody succeed in life, getting a foundation that can help them succeed. A friend of mine and a big brother I look up to, he said, John posted something, he said, my dream is to see my children succeed at 40. You understand? And it's not something that his children know is up to 10 years, but he's looking at seeing them making a better, living for themselves at 40. So what happens? He is putting the foundation. Sciences or the Chinese understood ere long that if you want to have a man, a good man in the society, build that man between 0 to 7 years, because that's where, the subconscious mind is built. That's where the perception of that human being is built. So we should be able to talk with our children and pick their own perception about life, but have that upper hand or get that knowledge that can permit us to guide them to take career path that will not, influence them to start switching from one career path to another. Because when you start switching in life, the delays take place. You understand? Because when you switch, you have to study to understand. But when you grow on a career path and you have the mastery from secondary school as Form 1 to upper C to getting to university, you have a mastery. It's different from somebody who studies something else and then after degree, the person is saying, what should I do? And then person needs to go to school. And somebody who has had a degree from something that he studied from Form 1 and is acquiring a master's in that same domain, you understand? There's always a disparity. So there's need for us to have that discussion and, of course, help our children to make right choices.
That's right. The celebrated and well-seasoned coach. I always love to hear from you, and I never want to interrupt, your sessions when you're talking, because it makes a lot of sense. But then time would not let us, do injustice there. It is 12 o'clock on our studio's clock, and it's time for us to go commercialize. You stay with us and see what we shall be showcasing on a commercial break.
Avez-vous besoin de vrais cheveux qui vous rendent unique? Ah, pas de panique, faites un tour chez Caprice Beauty. Achetez-y vos cheveux brésiliens, péruviens, vietnamiens, indiennes et tout autre type à partir de la grade 12A. Seulement chez Caprice Beauty. Tenez, ce n'est pas tout. Nous avons également pour vous du matériel de coiffure pour les tissages deep wave, les lasses closure, des perruques de cheveux 100% vierges de toutes les tailles. Et oui, c'est sans oublier les produits nécessaires pour leur entretien. Tout ceci est donc en vente en gros et en détail chez Caprice Beauty, qui dispose mais aussi d'un service de livraison dans tout le pays. Nous sommes situés à Douala au centre commercial Bonamoussadi Sanili, précisément dans la boutique D3 tout près de Maïma. Caprice Beauty est ouvert de lundi à samedi de 9h à 19h. Retrouvez également Caprice Beauty sur Facebook, Instagram et Snapchat.
On the type of education to orientate our children with. Now, when you see your child starts drawing, starts carving things, maybe you can already tell that they want to become an architect in life. But then, is that really the case when they grow up? I want to talk with you, Eric. I don't know if you had that foundation or that kind of background where you were gifted with a particular talent and you knew from childhood that you were going to become, you know, whatever it is that you're specialized in. Because last time Nebopol was telling me that he used before I'm going to share this to the public, of course you did that the other day, he told me that he used to talk a lot and everybody knew that he was going to be a journalist. Wow. He was going to be maybe a lawyer or something else. But then it turned out different, and what he studied is even different from what he is today. I'm celebrating him because he's versatile. And I don't know about you, did you have a special gift, a special talent that is, you know, connected with what you're doing today?
It's actually a very interesting subject, obviously. Personally speaking, I was always very talented with basketball, so I used to play a lot. Yeah, because of the height, obviously. So I used to play a lot from a young age. But obviously, I come from a very, very educated family. You know, my dad is a mathematician, my mom is a lawyer, so it's one of those situations where growing up, you know, all they say to you is you're either a doctor, an engineer, or, you know, you're doing something of that magnitude. So, you know, you could have the talent but never get to harness it to the fullest potential. I definitely think it's very important to let your children explore things, you know, give them access to proper information. Like I said, when you start young, like he said, you know, if you start young, in the next 10 years, 20 years, you can be a very, very successful person. You know? That's
so true.
Definitely.
And was there any battle at some point in time? Because you have told us that they wanted this and you became this. Was there a battle? You
don't battle. We all know. I mean, you have to have respect for your parents, and they always know what's good for you. So you have to make sure that. But at the end of the day, you know, they always know what's good for you. But I definitely encourage people to allow their kids to explore things.
All right.
For sure.
Now, we have this home setting out there. That's a family where it's all, you know, book in quotes, an erudite-like family where everyone has to have a very well celebrated job at the end of the day. And do you think some parents overdo than they should do? Like, you know, getting to make your children know that you must be a doctor, but the performances, you know, the report cards that they bring do not reflect that capacity.
It's a rough one. You know, I think everybody runs their household the way they have to. It's hard to tell a person how to do things, you know, but you have to, again, like I said, we live in a very wonderful world, digital world, where, you know, even you as an individual, you must